Hey everybody, welcome to another tier list that we're doing. What are you making?
It's just you become an adult and you're still like a child in a way, just being
Yeah,
stupid. Like,
we
oh,
are
my
all
camera.
we're really just all grown up children. Yeah. Speaking of
Speaking
which,
of which,
yeah,
thank you.
yeah, we're gonna do another
Speaking of
tier
which,
list. This time with cartoon dads because of Father's Day. Um, I figured that
Father's Day's coming up.
yeah. Well, this will probably be released on Father's Day. Um,
It's no hope for you all watching right now. It's too late.
yeah. So we you got about the same amount as the Cartoon Moms one. I think there's a little bit more because I found that there are actually when I was like looking up cartoon moms and dads, it seems like there are more dads than moms. And sometimes multiple dads to the same person.
Interesting. Will we stumble across these things as we proceed?
Yeah.
So I feel like during the 90s, there were like no moms for Disney. Like they all got wiped out. There's a
Yeah.
mother
There was
shortage.
always like a single dad.
I guess there really what was the first real animated mom besides there's Bambi, I guess there's Dumbo's mom, but human. Hmm.
Oh.
Hey, and they switched it with Simba. Sarabi lived.
Yeah.
Mufasa died. All right, let's do this thing, shall we?
Yeah. All right,
So
first
right out the gate, we're doing
Raymundo.
this. Listen, Tito, I don't like Otto. Why does he keep coming back to the Shore Shack for Shore Shack burgers? I think so. I actually started rewatching Rocket Power with Laura
Why?
to suffer, to suffer, and I think also there's this bit of a culture right now where people go back through these old shows in the hopes that they find something outrageous they can post about. And I'm like, I think Rocket Power will have something like that eventually. But like Raymundo, okay, first off, Auto Rocket is insufferable. I hate
Yeah.
Auto Rocket. What's wrong, dudes? Let's just go. It's like even like there was an episode where he like kept blowing off his friends and going off to surf with these people he just met. And it's like, Otto, why do you suck so hard? It's not even a matter of you learn life lessons and you get better. He never gets better. So, Raymundo, I don't know, man. I don't envy you. um, Raymundo as a person, I think he tries. I think he
Yeah, he
tries.
does for like, being a single dad with like two kids.
Hmm. Hold on. What's the parameters for the list? What are we judging on?
I mean,
Fatherhood
the
or
same as
character?
the mom list of like if they're a good dad or not. So,
They're doable. Okay, they're a good dad or not. Raymundo, funny enough, I would put him in high C tier because he tries. And
yeah.
I think they could have pushed it a bit further if like so I always think it's interesting when you have the father character who like is like, son, I've been where you are, but I've grown up. I'm trying to help you. And the son's like, no, dad, I don't shut up. And it's like the dad who's also like, how do I how do I reach this kid? Like I know what he's going through. I've been there, but you have to grow up. I think they could have pushed it a little bit more with Raymundo. Upper C. That's where I put Ray.
Yeah. All right.
Funny story. I thought Raymundo was a Hawaiian word for father.
Yeah, this
And
this is funny.
true story. I remember being the stupid like middle schooler or whatever, walking around like Blockbuster with my dad, being like, "Hey Raymundo, how's this? Want to watch this movie?" And he's like, "What are you calling me?" I'm like, "Raymundo. It means dad." Not me realizing, oh, it's someone's name. Never mind. So dumb.
All right, Craig's dad from Craig of the Creek, who is Terry Crews, basically.
Yeah, he is.
Who's
Craig of the Creek
voiced
is
by
so
him.
wholesome. I like Craig of the Creek as a show. I like the characters. I think check it out if y'all haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's really good.
I I think he's a fun father who means well. He's a bit of a himbo, actually.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah,
not to
he
say he's
plays games with
dumb,
yeah, he plays like video games with his kid, which is
which
it's kind of weird to see like being our age now.
right,
Though I think he's more of like a Gen X like
right,
generation.
late 30s, early 40s, I'd say
Yeah,
is where I
well,
put
Gen X
him.
is like mid-40s, 50s now.
Ugh, gross. Oh, it's getting worse. Yeah, I put him in B tier. There's nothing at the moment where I'm like outstanding.
Yeah,
He's
he's like a good dad though.
He's a good dad. Oh my god.
Billy's
Look
dad.
who's next. I'm sorry, I'm looking at this list and what's ahead. There's some characters on this list.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, you did not put this one character on the list. How dare you? When you make the thumbnail, you have to put him on the thumbnail along with 2 others.
Yeah,
you know who I'm talking about.
There. Yeah.
You know who I'm talking about, right?
I think so.
Yeah. All right. Sorry, move along. Sorry. Okay, so Billy's dad. Billy's dad's funny. he's just Billy, but older.
Yeah.
Is Billy's mom okay? In hindsight, I think we talked about that last time, where it's like, is she mentally okay? Do we need to send someone to help her? Billy's dad is a worse father than Raimundo.
Yeah.
He seems like he doesn't
seem like he's a bad dad though.
No, I don't know. I think he's an idiot, but he also doesn't seem like he cares as much.
Right.
Raimundo cares. Billy's dad does not. I put Billy's dad in
D.
At the moment, I put him in D tier. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe low C depending on how things play out. This next one, holy shit.
Dale Gribble.
I will go up to bat for Dale Gribble. Let me tell you why. I think Dale's one of the best written characters of all time. And the entire relationship with him and Nancy and John Redcorn. For those who don't know, Dale and his wife Nancy, they have a son named John. Or I'm sorry. Oh my god.
No, that's the actual dad, John Redcorn.
No. Joseph. Thank you.
Yeah, Joseph.
And Joseph was not Dale's biological son. It was his wife cheated on him, but he never figured that out. That's the entire joke. He's a conspiracy guy who's like, it's the aliens, it's the FBI, but he can't see what's beneath his very nose. That's the joke. Yeah. And the show is so good at rolling with that. It never becomes a repetitive joke of like, we get it. Like there are moments, there's one episode where I think Dale started to go see John Redcorn to like plan something. And John Redcorn actually gave Dale a back rub because Dale was stressed. And Nancy's like, what are y'all doing? And they're like, oh, it's nothing, Nancy. And I'm like, that's hilarious. It's like they're cheating behind her back. They're constantly clever. But hearkening to Joseph, like Dale loves Joseph. There are moments where I think Dale can be a bit dismissive or irresponsible, but ultimately he does love his son.
Yeah, like that whole thing where he thinks that Joseph is an alien.
Because there's sometimes where like I think he said like, I'm scared of Joseph now, leave me alone, Joseph. He's kind of dismissive.
Yeah.
But then they start to correct the ship where he makes a more of an effort to hang out with Joseph. Joseph looks up to him. Because there was a point also where Joseph was ignoring Dale and like not like listening to his like parenting or his like listen to me, son. But Joseph and Dale actually have a pretty good relationship later on. And like you said, the alien thing, like Dale literally ran up and grabbed Joseph and yelled at aliens, keep your hands off my son. He's my son. He's screaming at what as they both perceive as aliens, which is not. And that I think that speaks enough to say that Dale is a good dad. He's an idiot and he's an amazing character. He's very interesting, but like he's a good dad. I put him, and it's also actually he's a better husband too.
Yeah.
There's enough to say find fault, but faults that he corrects at the end. I put Dale. Definitely B tier. I don't know if he's above Craig's dad because Craig's dad is a bit more adjusted.
Yeah, Craig's like actually competent. So
right.
Craig's dad.
Oh God! Oh God! You put that guy on there afterwards. Shit.
Yeah.
Man.
So Peter Griffin. Like he's immediately like D tier.
For what it's worth, he started off just fine.
Yeah.
But over the years, due to seasonal rot, becoming more extreme and like malicious to his children, he's definitely bottom tier, D tier as far as being a good father. There, let it be known, there's entertainment, then there's actually being a good father. We'll judged case by case, but for now, it's like no Peter's bottom tier, D tier.
And now
Well, I'll
next,
let you take this one. Let's hear
Martin
it.
Mertens. So yeah, this one, like, Finn finds out, oh, my real dad, who he finds out from, like, Billy and the Stars or whatever, is like, oh yeah, your real dad's in, like, space prison. Uh, how'd he get there? I don't know. So actually, I don't think we actually have it revealed, like, how he got there.
No.
Yeah. But yeah,
There's enough of a mystery.
the thing is, like, with Martin, he actually did, like, save Finn from, like, or take him away from the islands when, like, that whole disease was going on. So there's that going for him, but everything else is like, oh yeah, I'm just going to go away, like, forever. And he doesn't, like, take responsibility at all. So is he better or worse than Peter?
He's better than Peter because Peter's actively malicious, while
like,
Martin
at least Martin, like, actually, like, saved Finn to get away from the island, like, when he was a baby.
Yeah, I put him on the lower end because Martin never should have been a father.
Right.
He never wanted to be a father. I think he is incredibly selfish and only cares about his own self-interest. And having a child wasn't part of that equation. It seemed like it was a mistake. And my camera's unfocusing here. Focusing. Ooh, come on. Oh, good lord! It is just not letting me turn on and off real fast.
Okay.
There we go.
That's good.
Yeah, I put him. I would put him between Billy's dad and Peter.
Yeah, same.
Stoic
From How to Train.
Well, dad. Stoic. So Stoic's automatically B tier at least.
Yeah, at least.
Above Dale. Above, I put him. So he had a character arc and he came full circle.
I think he was probably
actually
the best,
A tier.
Yeah.
He died for his son.
So. Yeah.
He died for his son. If actually, that's a really good measurement. We have to top A tier, if not maybe low S. We'll see. But Stoic had his issues being cold and short with Hiccup early on and not supportive, but he did come around, to his credit.
Right.
So, Hercules. Okay. Oh no, I'm sorry. Zeus from Hercules.
Yeah.
So if this was based on the actual Greek Zeus of pantheon lore, whatever, awful father, awful.
But this is Disney Zeus.
There's nothing about him that seems like it was outstanding. I find it funny these Greek gods are like, sorry, it's the rules. I'm like, whose rules? Who's setting these rules? Your gods. Like, what powers bind you to this? Like,
and now you see why Kratos wanted to kill him.
Right. Thank you, Kratos. There's a favor. Zeus. I put Zeus. I put him actually.
C.
He's below Dale.
Yeah.
He's below Dale. I put him below Raimundo even. Above Raimundo. Below Raimundo.
No, below, because, like, Zeus is like, oh yeah, Zeus isn't even there. Like, like most of Hercules' life.
What if Zeus had to raise Auto Rocket? By thunder, you're old enough to do a ollie flip. I don't know. Skateboards, whatever. Okay.
All right.
Timmy Turner's dad.
Yeah.
Does he get worse over time?
I don't know. Because, like, I haven't seen, like, the later seasons of Fairly Odd Parents.
Well, I know part of the shtick is that Timmy has Fairly Odd Parents because his parents are so cold and dismissive to him.
Right.
I put Timmy's dad below Billy's dad.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it makes sense with, the situation. Then.
Is Timmy's dad better than Martin?
Yeah, because at least Timmy's dad is actually there. Like, Martin's like, goes like fucks off to
You're
space
right.
or whatever. Yeah.
You're right. That's fair.
And that whole thing with Martin like taking the offer from the comet of like, having your own like universe or whatever. Saying like, "Oh
Right.
yeah, if I figured if you burned as many bridges as I have, then the only way to go is forward."
That, which is a great line. I mean, like,
Yeah.
him as
No,
a
in context, it's
person.
like, yeah,
Well, he's a bad father. He
yeah,
never
yeah,
wanted to be a dad. But like him actually wanting to be like, I want to go see what the universe is all about. I'm the selfish explorer, which has a place in this kind of, in humanity. It's just that you can't be also like, parenting is one of the most heavily responsible, or requires the most responsibility from a person ever. So yeah, okay. Stan Marsh. Oh, I'm
Stan
sorry, Randy
Marsh.
Marsh. Randy
Oh no,
Marsh.
yeah,
Randy Marsh.
Randy Marsh. Yeah. Uh,
Mm.
Probably one of the most hilarious characters on this list.
Yeah, Randy got
Like
funny.
he's like one of the best characters in South Park. Just for
Mhm.
how funny like antics are.
I think the show, part of the charm is like kids having very adult-like conversations, and then taking the adults and making them act like stupid kids,
Yeah.
where they're so oblivious. And Randy is the epitome of that. I put Randy. It's just tough because there's some day early on he was a okay dad, and then he kind of got worse because he's been pretty awful to Stan and Shelly at times.
Right.
Not Shelly. What's the name of the sister? It is Shelly, right? No, Shelly. Oh, whatever. There's Shelly
Got the
and
name of the sister.
whatever. Yeah, whatever. Um, is he below Martin?
Mm, no, I would say above Martin, but below Timmy's dad.
Right.
Um, Jane's dad from Tarzan.
He was a sweet guy.
Yeah.
Um, there weren't any moments of outstanding parenting. Like, you could have introduced him as just like the professor with no real connection with Jane, and I would have still bought the role, the character.
Right.
But him being the father, I guess there's a little bit of a rapport between the two, and him being supportive of her. So I put him in C tier.
Yeah.
Nothing where I'm like, wow, mind blowing, but also nothing terrible. He's just kind of, I put him above Zeus, below Raymond, or Ray.
Maybe above
Hmm.
Raymundo, like just as like a dad
Raymond
because like
suffered.
he's sort of like he has like the same interests as his daughter, and like they're doing this expedition together. So
Good point.
um
Man, I had a crush on that guy's daughter. Jane was hot. So we are currently on Oscar Proud.
yes.
I like Oscar. I think he's a very interesting character. I know, Trudy, like kind of thing going on, and I know he falls into that category of being like the overprotective dad, no teenage boys, no boys at all, teenage girls. I don't get it. I'm short tempered. Look at me being disciplining you and everything. But I think he's a sweet guy who cares for his family. He's like, hmm.
What was
I
that
mean,
noise?
are there any faults you give to him? Like, are there any? Is there any?
I don't know him that well, so this is all you.
You don't know. You haven't hung out with him. I put Oscar Proud in upper C.
Okay.
Oscar Proud goes into upper C tier,
About where?
above Jane's dad.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Mr. Krabs.
I think Mr. Krabs would sell Pearl for money. Are there any moments in the show at all where he actually was a good dad, or am I just, or do they not exist?
I don't know. I don't think so.
He's a bad dad.
Yeah.
I think he's a bad dad. I hate money. I'd actually put him in. Gosh, I might put him below Timmy's dad.
Yeah, I would say below Timmy's dad, but above like Randy, Martin, and Peter.
Right, right. All right. What's this guy's name? He's Mr. Smith
Stan.
from Stan. The alien
Stan.
Raj. Yeah, Stan. Stan.
Stan Smith. Yeah.
I've been told that Stan's better than
Yeah, he's better than
Peter.
Peter, at least.
But I don't know. Okay, by the way, for the people who are hopping to the chat, this is based on just fatherhood. Who's a better father? And we'll bring up different like little particulars of like, are they hot? Or are they? Is it bad character? Is it bad parenting? What is it? We're fleshing it up. It's mostly who's the better father. That's what we're basing this on. So I don't know him that well. I don't. Do you have any?
Yeah,
opinions
it's
one way or
been
the
so
other?
long since I've like watched like American Dad, and I think that's also a show that's like still going on. So it might
Yes,
have
it
like the
is.
same problem that Family Guy does. Um, but and I might just have to put in don't know that well because it's like it's literally just been so long that I I think he is better than Peter.
Me, I gotta add another category in. Add row below. Cool. Which is don't know that well. Hold on. No, that well. Boop. Got it. All right.
All right, Dexter's dad.
I love the photo used for this.
Yeah.
This is the muffin episode picture, right? Or is it the snowball one? Or is it the pool one?
I
I
don't
like
know.
Dexter's dad.
Yeah.
I love Dexter's parents as characters. They're hilarious to me. I'm a big fan of like the oblivious, stupid parents who don't know what's going on. And I mean, there was like an episode where they went out to go like buy Dexter like birthday presents, and Dexter like had some like invisibility cream or something.
Yeah,
And he
yeah.
kept trying to put like the Major Glory action figure into the cart, and parents are like, "Oh no, not this! A baseball bat!" Oh yeah, Saturdays are made for dads. That's right. That's right. And dad's car. I think Dexter's dad is a good dad. He's an idiot, oblivious, and there are moments where he kind of like yells at Dexter, but I think he means well. Like there's the episode where he's like, "No, Dexter, you have to be the best snowball person to defeat your sister." Or there's the one with oh gosh, Speed Racer, which is a great
Yeah,
parody. I think I put him in low B.
yeah. I could see it. All right. Bambi's
This
dad,
guy
the
is
prince
this
of the
is this
forest.
is this Patrick Stewart as Bambi's dad, or is
Yeah,
this just
well,
Bambi's dad in the first
it's
one?
both, I guess. Because I actually did watch Bambi 2 recently.
Why?
Because I've been watching like movies every day this year.
Was it any good?
Better than I expected. Um, but like you can see that in Bambi 2, his dad is like kind of reluctant to like raise him, but then he starts having fun with him.
I didn't
So
ask for this.
yeah, but he starts having fun with Bambi, so there is something there, like some kind of connection with them.
Do you think it's like he's like, listen, I just pump and dumped your mom. That's it. Like, I don't know who you are, kid. And he's like, oh, she got shot. I guess I'll raise him. I
Yeah.
guess. I feel like it's just kind of indifferent to me because I haven't seen the second one. So
Yeah, I'll probably put him
low
in that
C.
like very low C. He's not like
Yeah.
bad enough to be in D. But he's like low C. Actually, I would say
Lucy?
he's probably better than Zeus.
Oh, Lucy. I thought you said Lucy. I'm like, who's Lucy?
All right, Barney Rubble.
Hey, Fred. I'm shooting blanks, Fred. I have to adopt.
Bam Bam.
It wasn't Bam Bam adopted?
I don't remember.
I thought I know in the movie he was, but I thought in the show he was also adopted.
Yeah, I don't remember what happened in the show.
I mean, Fred. I got so angry when I watched episodes where it had like the original Barney voice. I'm like, done. I can't stand it. I need to Barney. I can't have the one where it's like, hey, Fred. It's like, oh.
Yeah. Well, when HBO Max came out, we were watching a couple of the early the Flintstones episodes, and it was like so weird because like Barney sounded so different.
Yeah, it was very different. I put Barney in low C as well. I think outstanding. I put him above. Actually, I put him below Bambi's dad. I put him above.
Yeah.
I think Barney's a better dad than a deer.
Q Neutron.
Jib, jam, jib. Great flaming ball in the sky, whatever he says. Q Neutron is like a nicer version of Timmy's dad.
Yeah, pretty much.
Where he's not as mean. They're both idiots, but I think Hugh means well. I think he does. I'd put him in C tier.
Yeah, me too. Whereabouts though? Like, is he better than Raymundo? Or
by the yeah, he's better than Raymundo. I think he's better than okay. I put him above Jane's dad. I put him next to Oscar.
Okay.
I put Oscar below. By the way, thank you, Cosmic Sabrina. By the way, also to everybody in the chat, if I'm a little bit quiet replying to you all, it's because Paleo is actually recording this on his end because he's going to upload this to his channel. So if I'm not like, hi, it's because of that. But I'll definitely keep my eye open. All right, Chaz Fenster.
Yeah. I would say he's a good dad.
He's a very good dad.
Yeah.
I'd put him in upper B.
Yeah, same. Above Craig's dad or below?
I put him above Craig's dad.
Okay.
I think Chaz means well with Chucky and raising him and doing it on his own. And I think Chaz is a good man. All right, Danny Phantom's dad. What's his name even?
I don't know. I'm gonna put him in. I don't know him that well. Because really, I don't know Danny Phantom that well.
Now, Madeline Fenton, the mom. She can get it. All right, Mordecai's dad from regular show.
Yeah, he's like a dad.
He's like the quintessential. Just I'm a dad.
Yeah.
C tier, like next to Raymundo, like below Ray. Put him below Ray. I put him next to Barney, below Barney.
Yeah.
Below Bambi.
All right, Kim Possible's dad. Again, I don't know Kim Possible that well, so I'm putting it in that.
He's just dad.
Goofy.
Oh, I think Goofy is an extraordinary father.
Yes.
I think Goofy is, as a matter of fact, A tier. Goofy loves Max. His biggest sin is that he cares too much, and that's boundaries. He has boundary issues, but I think it stems from his own insecurities and his own anxiety of not being close to his son. But ultimately, very satisfying with how they patch things up and grow closer because of it. So, yep, I put Goofy in A tier. Definitely A tier. Judy Hopps.
Judy's dad from Zootopia.
Jude the dude.
How much attention do you think they give Judy and not give the other kids? Like, because she has
the other kids,
like 100 siblings or something.
they lose a couple siblings every week, and it's just like whatever. We will replace them. I think what's his name again?
I don't know if we actually know their names, like Judy's parents' names.
Bonnie's the name of the mom.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's Stewart.
I don't know the name of the dad.
I forget. I think she said his name, but yeah, I know he was fearful for Judy. Wanted her to lower her sights.
Meter maid, meter maid.
I put this guy in C tier.
Yeah.
He cared enough to be a parent. I put him like in between Raymundo, or put him above Raymundo, but below Jane's dad.
Yeah. All right.
Mulan's dad.
Who wanted to go off to war even though he was hurt.
I like this guy. So he gets big points from me because at the end of the movie, he was just overjoyed that Mulan came home in one piece. He didn't care about the honor. He didn't care about the emperor defeating the Huns. He's like, my daughter's home and she's safe. That's all that matters. And then earlier on, he's also saying like, just something about like the latest flower that blooms is typically the prettiest. So he is a good father, and I think he's put between a rock and a hard place because, like, yeah, he was called to war, and a war which, by the way, should have probably had like an age limit where it's like we're calling up the 70-year-old warriors. I know he was rough on Mulan, being like, I must do my duty and you must do yours. But his character arc was realizing like, I don't care about duty. Well, I care about my family. So I put him in B tier easily. I put him below Chaz Finster.
Yeah, makes sense. All right.
Sorry, just looking at Dexter's dad and then Dale like next to each other.
They're plotting something.
They're plotting. Nemo.
All right,
Marlon.
Marlon.
What's the gun, Nemo? Dude, I'm
Have you seen my son?
Finding Jesus too. Marlon is A tier, easy.
Yeah, definitely.
I actually might put him in lower. S tier.
S tier?
Put him in S tier.
For Marlon? Yeah.
So I think a lot of folks take issue where it's like, I can't believe a character did a thing. They're a bad dad. And it's like, this is a movie or a film, and you're having a character arc, and that's the most important thing. Like, that's why Peter is so low on the list. He doesn't learn. He gets worse.
Right.
But like Stoic learns, Goofy learns, Marlon crossed the goddamn ocean and had a really good, healthy relationship with his son at the end where they were able to better communicate. And he loved his son, loved him fiercely. And you can't hold his PTSD of losing his entire family and his wife like against him. Like, come on, there's a good reason why he was the way that he was. And he grew. Yeah, Marlon is S tier, easy for me.
Yeah. All right, Fred Flintstone.
Barney. Has anybody ever done like a skit where like Barney's actually holding the daughter Pebbles? Barney, put her down. It's not working. I can't help but Fred. It's like done to can't turn back. Can't go back to what I used to be. Barney. So the precursor to Peter Griffin and Homer.
Basically. Yeah.
I would put Fred Flintstone in below Barney. I put him below Bambi's dad.
Below Bambi's dad.
Because Fred learns and he loves his family, but there's time and time again he keeps like putting their like livelihood at risk.
Yeah.
Fred, did you bet Pebbles on a gambling? Well, Mom. Oh gosh, this is
Kyle's dad.
What's his name? Jerry Blafowski, something like that. Jerry's got worse. Like he was a pretty terrible guy later on.
Yeah.
Yeah, he keeps up appearances occasionally, but like deep down inside, he's pretty awful.
The
I
thing is,
put
like, is he better or worse than Randy?
they almost feel kind of neck and neck to me.
Yeah.
I put Jerry above Randy.
Yeah. Same.
I do not know anything about SpongeBob's dad.
Yeah, it's weird. Like even though like he shows up like very like rarely. It might be the same what we did with SpongeBob's mom. It's just like just don't know that well. Um, because we don't really see that much of him, and like I haven't seen later seasons where he might show up more.
Well, Homer Simpson. So there's somebody in the chat who's spamming about Homer Simpson. Homer Simpson is better than Peter, and I know because Homer's appeared in a lot more episodes than a lot of these other dads. There's more to judge him by.
Right.
Because like there's the eternal struggle as a writer where you're like, what do we do to keep these characters interesting? And I know that these characters they kind of push them like they to the nth degree of what makes their character them. So Homer being an idiot or being oblivious or whatever,
Right.
or Peter being malicious. So Homer
does
loves his kids.
Strangle Bart though.
Right, which the show makes fun of, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing at that episode of The Simpsons where they kind of do like their own like the making of The Simpsons and how it became a show.
Yeah.
And how like Bart was talking about the merchandise, and it's like "ay caramba" on a shirt, and then it said like "life starts after conception, man." And it had like that caption on a shirt with a Bart like on a surfboard or a skateboard. Homer loves his kids. There's fault with him with being dismissive and also abusive, but he does love his kids. I feel like there's enough good and enough bad to put him in the average of being in the sea. I have to like, is there a net gain to Homer being a father? If there's, I feel like there's C tier where I put him.
Yeah, I'd probably say the lowest C tier though.
Sorry, Homer. Look at what's with the fuck me eyes from George Jetson.
Right?
What is the dog? What does the dog sound like? Georgie. Don't make him sound too much like Scooby. He has to be different. I don't know George Jetson that well. He seems like he's like a more cynical version of Fred Flintstone.
Yeah.
In space.
Yeah, but I really do not know him that well, so I'm gonna put him in that category.
Don't know him. Yeah. I had a crush on when I was a kid watching the show, I had a crush on the daughter.
Yeah.
She had the white hair. I think was it Judy, I guess?
Yeah.
Oh my god, this is the father from Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
Did he know about Miles at the end?
No.
He loves his son.
Yeah.
I kind of put him in the same bracket as like Mulan's father, where there's responsibility in trying their best to raise their kid. But like it's like what does society and culture kind of require for you to make your best child, as in like the best of their abilities and focusing on their own self-improvement and careers and give them the best chance in life, versus like I don't want to be mean, but like this is what you need to hear. So I put him in B tier because he loves his son.
Yeah.
He does.
I'd say like high B tier. Like I just think it's funny, like at the end where like Miles hugs him as Spider-Man. It'd be funny, like going home and saying like, the weirdest thing happened. Like Spider-Man hugged me.
Yeah, well, that was weird. Watch out, danger! It's a really good movie. I'm excited to see what they do with the next one. Kipo's father from Kipo and the Age of Wonder Beast. Kipo's dad was awesome.
Yeah.
Like, I know spoilers. Well, I will avoid spoilers. Kipo's dad loved Kipo and wanted the best for her and protect her. And I think he was also a great communicator, very healthy relationship between the two. I think Kipo's dad's easy top B, if not low A.
Yeah, I would say so.
Put him in low A.
Low A?
Yeah. And considering all things, he's trying to prevent like the collapse of humanity and also raise a daughter. Oh my god. Triton!
Yeah, Mr. Mallard, who's Pops' dad.
I love the jokes in the show where there's like these episodes where like we have to deliver the limo or these guitars, like they're priceless and we have to replace it before Mr. Mallard finds out. Only at the end of the episode where it breaks or blows up. He's like,
yeah,
it's
I
gonna
love
be
being
rich.
rich.
Yeah, right. He like breaks his priceless guitar and he's like, it's gonna be rich or whatever. Mr. Mallard is cold and kind of crotchety throughout the entire show until the very end. We realize that he did this to like prepare Pops, give him the best upbringing, was a bit hard on him, but loved his son, knowing that there's this great cosmic thing going on with his son. So that kind of gives him some points, but like I'd still put him in like lower C.
Yeah. Lower C.
Above Homer.
Yeah. All right. Poe's dad, his goose dad.
Dude, so I've been watching Seinfeld on season 3, and James Hong, did he say his name? The guy who's the voice act. That's the name of the actor for this character, right? James Hong?
Yeah.
He's in Seinfeld, and I'm like, wow. Like, even during this time with Seinfeld, which is like in the early 90s, this guy looks somewhat old. And I'm like, this guy's like 94 and still acting or something like that. Yeah. He's still going. Did you see he's like the most credited actor in Hollywood history?
Yeah, he's in like a ton of things.
He's good.
But yeah, Poe's goose dad, who I think like for being someone who like just found Poe and then raised him as his own, I would put him in 8.
Yep. That scene where he finds Poe and he raises him was very sweet. I know that there's the entire thing of trying to like force like the noodle lifestyle on Poe, but ultimately, like in the first film, it was Poe's father who like, I think he was the one who like told Poe like, you can do it. Like, let's wait, no. Didn't he say no. Help me out here, guys. Like, so Poe, the rest of the Furious 5 got destroyed. And then didn't Poe say he couldn't do it, and he went back to his father, and his father said, "You can do it. Go train with Sifu." Right? Am I incorrect?
I don't remember, but something like that. I just know that like, he was like very encouraging.
Yeah, Poe's father's he's a good guy, good goose. Howard, we didn't forget you, Howard. We didn't forget you.
The show did.
That's an absurd proposition. You're an absurd proposition. That's right. Ryan Walterson said. That's right. Ryan Walterson in the chat said Poe's father had that entire spiel of like the secret ingredient for the soup, and he's like, "There is no secret ingredient," and that was like the moment that it dawned on him, where it's like you don't need a secret scroll or a secret anything to be good.
Right.
You make it good. And that was a good lesson. Awesome. Howard DeVille is just a dad. And I don't really know.
He's just kind of there where like Betty sort of does all the work.
Oh, Howie here. Yeah. Howie's definitely a power bottom. Yeah, they Thanos'd him right out of the reboot.
Yeah, so around like C tier, around like the regular dads, like.
I mean, I guess I know him well enough. Yeah, I put him like above Mallard.
Yeah.
I love Fred, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to put him there.
There we go. There we
Um.
go.
All right, Professor Membrane from Invader Zim. Dib's
Not
dad.
scientifically possible. Not now, son. I'm making toast. I love this character. He's hilarious. Love his design. Love the
Yeah,
the cowl
he's
over
great.
his. Great indeed.
Not a great dad though, except for the end of the movie.
There was one scene or one movie, or sorry, one episode where it was when Zim was using a time portal, throwing pigs that would replace things in the past, and it got Dib all messed up. And then Dib's father did like some press conference being like, these pigs keep attacking my son, and I'm going to protect him by making the ultimate mech suit. And then he made like this huge mech suit for Dib, which Dib then used to attack Zim, being like, Zim, I know you're the one behind this. I'm going to kill you. So Professor Membrane, I mean, yeah, I feel like Gaz and Dib kind of just raised themselves and tried to keep their heads down. So C tier. No, it might be upper D tier.
Yeah, a little like better than Billy's dad, but like still.
No, I put him below Billy's dad.
Billy's
Billy's dad's. This is dad talks to Billy.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, here we go.
Oh my
Omni-Man.
God.
So
hold on. Do we want to save this for last?
Save it for last? Okay, yeah, I guess so. Yeah,
we gotta stack some of these. Who is this rando here at the end? This, yeah, we'll put the Omni Dad here a bit further back.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Johnny's dad.
From
Johnny Test.
Johnny. He's like a more annoying version of Howard. So
yeah, he's a stay-at-home dad.
He nags a lot, but Johnny's an awful creature, so I don't blame him.
Did you see that there was a trailer for the reboot coming to Netflix like next month?
Folks are all like,
it
wow,
looks
it looks
the
better
same
than the original. No, folks are being like, it looks a bit better, and I'm like, of course, the original looked not that good. So.
Yeah, it looks like the same except for without the thick outlines.
Right. I put
and even the
Johnny's
outlines aren't even that thick in the original anyway.
We need whip cracks. We need whip crack. I'd put Johnny's dad below Bambi's dad.
Yeah. All right. Han, super nuisance phone.
So I gotta give credit to King of the Hill for making Khan a very interesting character. Because like in the later seasons, they started to explore more of the tertiary characters, and let's talk about Nancy, let's talk about John Redcorn, let's talk more about Khan or whatever. And there's a lot to Khan. I mean, the pressure of like he obviously has like an ego and also a self-image problem where he has to measure up his own self-worth by saying, I'm better than these rednecks, or look at me and my job, look at my new fancy pool. He's one of those kind of neighbors.
Right.
Hence the entire Nine Rivers Country Club. Oh God. So Laura and I've been watching King of the Hill, and we're like, dude, like Ted Wasona-san, and I do not relay this impersonation. Like this is just the delivery of his voice, but he sounds like he's got a bubble in his throat. Like you know what I'm talking about? Like it's like it's fascinating. So Khan does love Connie. There's the episode where he tries to stop her from doing like fiddling with like the bluegrass. And at the end, he comes around and he realizes, no, she likes this, and you can do fiddling and also Mozart. So he puts a lot of pressure on
like,
Connie.
Doesn't he like talk to Hank about it?
Yeah, well, Hank, it's awkward because Hank in that episode ignores Bobby, who has a lot of promising prospects with his own comedy, and kind of becomes Con in a way, but for Connie with this bluegrass thing. Like she escaped her violin and Mozart or whatever, so she can have fun, and then now Hank's bearing down on making it a thing, the same way Con does with Mozart. So they all come to that realization. King of the Hill's amazing. I love this show. Yeah. So Con does love Connie. Oh, the episode where she says she's gonna kill herself. And so Con and oh gosh, what's his wife's name? Len? No. Shoot. Con and Con's wife.
Yeah.
I, now it's bothering me. Um, by the way, it wasn't like genuine suicide notes. It was misinterpreted. Lynn,
Yeah.
wait, no, Ling, no, men. Thank you, thank you,
Men.
thank you,
Yeah.
thank you,
Yeah.
men.
Men. Yeah.
I was close. So the episode's basically about how Bobby and Connie are dating, and Con bribes Bobby to break up with her, and then Connie and Bobby said, "Let's fake a breakup. That way, we can get the money that your dad's offering, and we can go hang out after school and like hold hands and use his money."
Right.
And in class, Connie passes a letter because she's like, they. She passes a letter saying, "I'm so bored I can kill myself," and the school misinterprets it as a suicide letter. And then Con's like, okay, never mind. We got to be sweet to Connie. We got to encourage this relationship with Bobby. And they went from being like no to full yes to an overbearing extent.
Right.
So Con does love Connie. He puts a lot of pressure on her, but he does love her. I put him in. He's a lot like Oscar in a lot of ways, just a bit more driven.
Yeah.
Uh, I put Con below Stew from Zootopia and above Raymundo.
Stu's his name?
No, I put him. I put him below Raymundo.
Okay.
Yeah, Raymundo. At least Raymundo isn't like cracking the whip at his kids,
Right.
but at the same time, like he does love his kids. Um, but he also I think has a better relationship with talking with his kids. So yeah, I put Khan below Raymundo. Good stuff. Good stuff. This list is a bit more complicated than the mom one.
Yeah. All right. Poe's actual dad,
Potpourri.
like biological dad.
Bryan Cranston.
Yeah.
What do you think?
It's been a while since I've seen Kung Fu Panda 3. Because I've seen like the first two a lot, but not the third one. Third one I've seen like a couple times.
I feel like he was a nice guy, well, very welcoming to Poe. Shared the story what happened with the mother. I feel like I was nothing outstanding. Like the Goose Dad is definitely more a better father, but he has more screen time.
Right.
I say better father. He's more engaging to me. I put Poe's father in C tier.
Yeah.
Upper C tier.
Yeah.
Who's this guy?
Where would you say around
Above Hugh Neutron.
Hugh Neutron? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. This is the Loud House dad.
I don't know him. All I know
it's
is
interesting because
that
like it's I forgot like if he I think he has like some kind of job, but like his dream is like having his own restaurant. I don't know if he like actually gets that in the show. I haven't caught up with it.
His dream is getting a vasectomy.
Yeah. One interesting thing I don't know if I brought up last time with the mom list, but in the first season, you never see the faces of the parents until like the very end. And then they start to become like more active. And with the dad, it's like, oh yeah, you're raising one boy and 10 girls, so you're just kind of like with your son and uh like surrounded by all of these girls. Um, but I think he's a pretty good dad, like considering that he has 11 children. And things haven't fallen apart. So I would say C. Yeah, probably around here.
All right, Belle's father.
Yeah, Belle's dad.
He was a sweet guy. I have there's no faults at him. He
Maurice
was a good dad.
out here raving.
Spinning his little glow sticks. I would put his father, Maurice here in low B tier.
Yeah.
Like actually, or mid B tier. I put him right next to Craig's dad from Craig of the Creek. Because for the short amount of time we get to see Maurice, he was a good father, and he even told like Belle, like, "Let me stay. I'm old. You're young. Get out." All right.
Mufasa.
Ooh, say it again.
Mufasa.
Mufasa, Mufasa, Mufasa. to come. Sorry. I'm surrounded by idiots. I mean, Mufasa's S tier.
Yeah.
I put him
D
below
tier for
Marlon,
dead.
D tier for dead. Bad dad. Bad. Mufasa was, I mean, like that entire scene where he had a talk with Simba about like, why did you do this, such a reckless thing, is dangerous, and then them having a healthy talk about where it's like, dude, I am scared, like I was scared today, but like them being able to laugh and also like learn and love, and then jump around the grass and being like, man, it's so good. I mean, and also like that moment with him talking to Simba later. I know it's all been memed on it, and it's pop culture stuff, but still, like it's a pop culture status for a reason. It's a very meaningful scene. I think Mufasa, like all hype aside, it like when you look at the brass tacks of his character, is an excellent father. I mean, he died for his son.
All right. Nigel Thornberry.
Oh yeah, someone mentioned the father from Chicken Little. Yeah, he was
I completely forgot about him.
He was actively awful. Nigel, smash it. Nobody threatens a Thornberry. Okay, so Nigel, I would put in B tier. I think Nigel's an X. My qualm with Nigel is that both Nigel and Marianne should have allowed Debbie, the older daughter,
to just like go back to like the States and just go to regular school.
Right, put her into a boarding school, put her in, just pay for school. I think it was that was a bit abusive, and not abusive, but that was that doesn't sit well with me. I get from a show perspective, like, oh, she just want to be here. It's a good juxtaposition to Eliza, but to me, it's like we're talking about parenting. You lose some points for that, so I put him in upper C.
Yeah,
I put him above Hugh Neutron.
All right, Bob's Burgers.
I love Bob. I think Bob's an excellent character and a pretty fantastic dad.
Yeah, like of all like the Fox sitcoms, like he's probably the best one.
Yeah, easily. And also like it feels a lot more real to me, because like Peter as a father, I mean, it's all fictional. Like people don't talk like that. But Bob and the way he talks to his family, Linda, his wife, or his kids, it feels like actual people talking,
right,
like under these bizarre circumstances. So, and he loves his kids. He's, there's that entire thing where he went to like some like planetarium with Gene, and Gene was having a bad time, and like Bob really wanted to see this, but he's like, Gene, let's get out of here. Like, I'm here for you, son. Like, and I thought that was really sweet. I'm like, you care, and that feels real. So I put Bob in A tier.
Yeah,
I put Bob in mid A tier. Okay,
right. Hank Hill.
I'm ready to die on this hill. Get it? So I actually had a conversation with Laura last night about this, where Laura doesn't think that Hank's a good father. I vehemently disagree.
Yeah, I disagree as well.
I hearken back to, again, interesting characters for an interesting show. And Hank, like, I'm sorry, by the way, I was watching the episode today where Hank had to do like this quinceanera thing for a coworker and like talk for the coworker's daughter.
Yeah.
And it cracked me up because
Enrique's like daughter.
Right.
Yeah.
Enrique's pretty good. But like Bobby is like, it's not fair. He goes, Jewish people get bar mitzvahs. Hispanic girls get quinceaneras.
Yeah.
White girls get Sweet 16. What do I get? What does the Christian boy get? And Peggy goes, you had a wonderful baptism. And Bobby goes, so I've heard. And I'm like, that's hilarious. Like, Bobby, the writing is so good. So, yeah, I want to clear that. What does the Christian boy get? Yeah. So, Hank, take all things into account, Hank had an awful father. And a really bizarre childhood with he has a very fragile ego. He has a perception of what is right and wrong, and like America is honest. Politicians are honest. We should be proud of these things. He actually like sips the Kool-Aid when it comes to patriotism, not to like an absurd degree, but to be proud of it. Like, I mean, this is the guy who actually will stand for the Pledge of Allegiance like before work.
Yeah.
Canonically, that's true. And I know that Hank gives Bobby a hard time with like that boy ain't right. He won't do sports. We can't click. We can't communicate. Again, this makes for a good show and good character dynamic. At the core of it all, Hank loves Bobby, and they will bridge that gap time and time again, again. Whether it be like, I mean, there's multiple examples, and but like, there's the episode where Bobby like hangs out with Buck Strickland and
Yeah.
gets in over his head, where he ends up in, I think, like what was it, McManorberry or whatever. And Bobby's about to get attacked by this guy, and Hank pulls up in his truck with a golf club about to beat this guy. And it's like Hank loves his son. Yeah. And they have those genuine moments where they connect. So Hank is a good man. He means well. And there are moments where it's like a bit off-putting with what he perceives as true with people or his own beliefs. But to Hank's credit, when he comes face to face with these beliefs and sees the truth, he will make the right decision. And he will do that for Bobby too. And again, when the common denominator is that he loves his son, he wants the best for Bobby. And sometimes what he perceives to be the best is incorrect, and he will then see it from Bobby's perspective and grow. That's a good character to me. I put Hank in A tier.
Yeah, I agree. About where in A tier?
Low A tier. There are, I think, the entire dismissiveness to Bobby with his bizarre stuff can be a bit like he loses points for that as far as being a good father. Because that's where, like, I think Bob wins points. Because Bob, like, kind of is indifferent or laughs at it with Gene and Tina and Louise being weird. And also being like, y'all are weird. Just don't get in trouble. While Hank's like, oh, that boy ain't right.
Yeah.
But still loves his son.
Pete.
Bad dad.
Yeah.
Bad dad. I put him above Mr. Krabs.
Yeah.
Hey there, PJ. Where's you? Peach, Goofy.
Professor Utonium.
What was it he said to Miss Keen when he had to go to the teacher parent conference? Like, them true words.
Them am true words, Miss Keen.
I don't even know where that came from.
Them am true, Miss Keen.
Them am true, Miss Keen. You'd later on go off and clap Miss Keen. It's true. Professor Utonium is an excellent dad. He has those episodes where he messed up, but he also comes full circle and learns. He was overprotective as Power Prof.
Yeah. And then like building the dynamos, like my babies.
Yeah, my baby. That's right. Out of nowhere, he's caring for his daughters. He's like, they're superheroes. There is the episode though during Father's Day where he kind of was quite incorrigible with Blossom stealing the golf clubs. That was a bit of a lapse of judgment. But for the most part, he's a good father and he loves his girls. And I think they have a wonderful relationship. So I put him in A tier as well.
There was also that time where they had to set a curfew. That was the same episode with like that conversation with Miss Keen, where it's like, get on the Dreamland Express or whatever, like this.
And go to sleep on the Dreamland Express. But go to Dreamland go to sleep on the Dreamland Express. Yeah. There's Professor Utonium is pretty fun. I like him. People say he looks like he's more of a cleaned up version of Samurai Jack, or that they're brothers because they're so angular and white and black with black hair and white outfits. But which also, like Craig McCracken worked on Pop-Up Girls, had help from Gendy, and Gendy Kodakowski made Samurai Jack, and the two are good friends, so it makes sense.
Yeah, I
King
saw somebody say like, but
Triton.
was Utonium a good dad to Mojo? It's like, well, I mean, technically, like, technically he's not
True.
really a biological dad to the Powerpuff Girls or Mojo. He just created them.
Wasn't there an episode where like Mojo tried to trick like Professor Utonium to accept him as a son, and then like I think Mojo was like, "Thank you so much, father," and he's like has his hands on Professor Utonium's face. You see like, his fingers like squeezing, like something like that, where he squeezes Professor Utonium's face, like so. Yeah, it's. I gotta rewatch Powerpuff Girls. I want to deal what's ruining Powerpuff Girls. I feel like the CW is gift wrapping it for me to make this video. So I consider myself a patient merman. I have certain rules, and I expect those rules to be obeyed. I
He's a human, you mermaid.
So King Triton kind of falls in that category of the well-meaning father who doesn't quite get it because he's so entrenched in his own beliefs and he thinks he knows better. And to be fair, he has his reasons. There's a Little Mermaid prequel where you discover that pirates hit the Little Mermaid's mom, who looks like an older version of Ariel, and she dies. And King Triton is now protective over the mer people and banned music in that movie. King Triton does come around, but like this character actually scared me as a kid. He seemed like too much. Like he disciplined and was a bit like imposing, but his like you can feel his anger in his voice. Ariel, I told you to stop. Like there's something very commanding but kind of scary about his like when he brings up his discipline on Ariel. And the scene when he blows up the grotto, I actually got scared. I was like, as a kid, like, he's so mean, so he scares me, he yells. But C tier. Yeah. I mean, he did like was ready to throw down with Ursula.
Yeah.
I put him in mid C tier. I put him below. I put him above Johnny Test's father.
Yeah.
I forgot that Simba had a daughter. You're right. And a son.
Simba.
Again, it's the same thing as Triton, where this is a guy who thinks he knows better than his daughter, and for good reason, you fault him because with Scar and the drama that happened before.
You are not Mufasa.
Yeah, exile. I'd put Simba in low or high B or low A. Is Simba a better dad than Chucky Finster's dad? I put him above Mulan's dad.
Yeah, that's right.
Look at these two redheads hanging out, Chaz and Simba. Well, I see that you're. Sorry, can you imagine Chaz Spencer talking to Simba? The Sultan.
Sultan and Jasmine's dad.
Allah forbid you to have any daughters. He doesn't strike me really as a particularly amazing father. Yeah. A little bit.
He does like he does like at the end of Aladdin is like, screw the rules. I can make the rules.
Hold on, Hirosashi's in the chat, and Hiro says, and I quote, "Could you imagine being a human and being a lower tier father than a literal lion?" Hi, Hiro. Hiro's so great to have in these when it comes to tier lists like this, because Hiro has his beliefs and they're very well thought out, and he offers perspective sometimes where you're like, no, you're right. You're right. I think the Sultan is also a bit hung up on like duties, and you must marry a prince by your was it 18th? Probably not historically.
18th birthday or something. Yeah.
Though I'm a little bit like where he's like at the end where he's like, well, I'll just change the law, and it's like you couldn't have done that before.
Yeah.
There's nothing extraordinary about him. Nothing terrible. Yeah. Just kind of lower C tier.
He's like C tier. Is he better than Triton though?
No.
Yeah, maybe better than Bambi.
I think Triton is like his passion runs higher, and like whether it be wrath or love, while the Sultan's a bit softer in both directions as well. Where he's like, "Oh, Jasmine, Jasmine, and I love Jasmine," while Triton's like, "Ah, rah, rah," and then he's like, "Oh, I love her." So, all right. Oh
Richard
God, here we go.
Waterson.
I actually don't know him that well. I still gotta watch more of this show.
Yeah. So, in the mom tier list that we did, Nicole Waterson was like very high tier. Because of like how like she will do anything for her kids. Richard though is very like he's sweet and everything, but he's also very lazy. So
He's like a less cruel version of Peter Griffin,
yeah,
right?
or Homer basically.
Homer.
Like
Uh,
like
I'm gonna
he's
put him in
basically
I don't know
Homer
enough.
if like Homer didn't strangle Bart.
Oh Jesus, it's pretty good. Do you mind if I actually step away for a second? Use the bathroom.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just real fast. By the way, Emily in the chat mentioned what about Joshua's father from Joshua and the Promised Land? What about the Pharaoh from Prince of Egypt? By the way, a very impromptu stream for those in the Twitch chat. Sorry. Paleo's recording this. So I'm trying to stay on track with him and not break, character too much for the YouTube video. But
All right.
Chad, thank you all for joining. Hope you all are well. All right. The dad from me. It's me.
All right.
The-
Well, I haven't placed Richard yet, but I would say he's in C. He's like mid C. I noticed that somebody in the chat said like, yeah, he is like cosmically incapable of supporting his family. Like, there's an episode where he gets a job and the universe starts breaking.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, is that his fault then? All right. I mean, I put Richard in the. I do not know that well. I need to watch the show more to find out. All right. The father from Mitchell's versus the Machines. Are you
I
there?
mean, yeah, he wants the like the best for like daughter there.
We're seeing a theme here.
He doesn't want to like let her dreams be broken, I guess, in the same way that his were.
Right. And I feel like he's got good cause for that because they established that his dreams were broken and that gives you something to work with versus like the assumed like push versus like the I've experienced this firsthand reasoning. Because like you Triton and like Stoic, and I'm looking at some of these other dads. You see that in some of these animated fathers where it's like I have to discipline you, and I have these beliefs because of hardships that I've suffered, and I don't want you to go through the same thing. And then you go through that journey of them like learning,
Yeah.
oh, these beliefs have changed, or there's an exception, or you missed something before. So for the father here, oh gosh, what was his name? It escapes me.
Yeah, I
It wasn't
forgot.
Alan. Alex? Oh my god. I forget. Oh.
Yeah.
I put him in B tier.
Yeah, I'd say high B.
Right there. Rick, thank you.
Rick, yeah, that's his name. Rick Mitchell.
Drew from Rugrats. Not a good father.
Yeah. Like he's the father
was
of
a floor
Angelica.
Yeah, no, I think it's pretty self-evident that he's not that good of a dad. He's a pushover. He's one of those, oh, sweetie, he doesn't know how to. It's where King Triton's too angry and puts his foot down too hard. I put his fin down. Drew here is a pushover. So I put Drew in.
He's lower C.
I put him in upper D, to be honest.
Really?
Oh, okay. He's better than Homer.
Yeah.
And Mallard. Yeah, lower C. You're right.
All right.
Stu. Look at that picture.
Yeah, I love it.
He's a gamer boy now. He has Twitch streams. Sorry, I'm just kind of. Thank you, KJ Gisherson. He says Hank Hill should be S tier. I tell you what, we'll see. We might move things around here at the end. Stu is a good dad. He's not a good provider though.
Right.
I
like in both shows.
Yeah, right. At least that's remembered. Yeah, he was a worthless like inventor before, and now he's a Twitch streamer after that. And it's like, oh, he's still broke. No. So Stu, he loves Tommy. He loves Dill. The kids leave a lot though. He's not good at supervision. Yeah. I put him in C tier. I put him like
better than Howard.
Barney. I think no, Howard's better. Howard's a better caretaker.
Yeah, I guess so.
There we go. There.
All right.
Oh, this guy's awful.
Yeah,
this
Kenny's dad.
No, he's bad.
Yeah.
I put him below Pete.
Below Pete.
Oh, okay.
Peter Griffin?
No, Pete's from Goof Troop.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Joshua, who is Finn and Jake's dad.
You take point on this one.
Yeah. So, yeah, Joshua and Margaret raised Finn and Jake, both of which technically aren't like their kids, except for like Jake is like biologically kind of from Joshua. Like their only like legitimate biological son is Jermaine. Which is really weird. But there's that whole episode of like when they're trying to get the blood demon sword, going through that dungeon where like Joshua has the hologram that keeps calling like Finn a dumb baby. It's like
right.
Yeah. Which Jake sort of like protects him from like that like discourage. So it is kind of weird, like though Joshua, I would say Margaret was more into taking in Finn than Joshua was.
Joshua seemed like he was more like job driven and like this. I'm a father. That's what I do. Raise my kids and take care of my boys and raise them to be demon hunters or whatever. Nothing extraordinary. I put him in C tier.
Yeah.
I put him above Khan, but I'm below Raymundo. By the way, chat mentioned two other fathers that could go on this list.
What?
Frank from F is for Family.
Oh yeah.
Why? Someone mentioned
I wanted to try to keep the list at least around like 60 though.
Of course.
Otherwise, this would go on for like a long time.
I think someone brought up a good one because you have the father from Phineas and Ferb here around the end here.
Oh yeah, but not Doofenshmirtz. Yeah. I completely forgot.
Doofenshmirtz is a great dad.
Yeah.
She's 16. Yeah, he really shot up that Discord mod. All right. Sorry. I forget what Tenzin? Is that his name?
Tenzin, yeah.
Tenzin.
Voiced by J.K. Simmons. Who we'll go into a little later too.
He's a lot of dads as far as providing voices. I only watched the first season of Korra.
Yeah. I'd say he's a really good dad though.
He loves his kids, from what I can gather. He's also the disciplined kind of dad.
I would say he's like high B tier.
I don't know. From the first season, I'd put him in like
Right, Greg Universe.
Stewball. I'm a better dude than your mom was a mom.
This is interesting because, like, I don't know if he knew beforehand that if he had sex with Rose, that she wouldn't exist anymore. Like, what if Rose just never told him that?
I'm sorry. This is awful. But, like, loses his wife and now has to raise a kid by himself. This is the worst trade deal possibly of all time. It's awful. So obviously there's the fictional stuff going on here with Rose becoming Steven. Kind of hard to process that exactly. Greg is an excellent father. I know it is so easy for folks to go at Steven Universe and hate on it and dunk on it because it's just a punching bag sometimes. And albeit there are moments in the show where it feels a bit well deserved as far as criticism goes, with like the ebb and flow of like the show's got pacing issues as far as like the slice of life versus the greater story of the gyms. And I think in hindsight, I need to rewatch the show to see if it's just the releases or if I watch it all at once, it has a better flow to it. So maybe,
Right.
I don't know. That being said, Greg is a great father. He does an excellent job talking to Steven and being there for him. And I think there was like later on the like final season, that epilogue season, there was some pushback, but like I think also Steven was like possessed of like some gym demon. I don't know. But Greg is easy A tier for me. I put him in A tier.
Okay. Yeah.
I put him I actually put him above Goofy.
Really?
Yeah, because Greg doesn't have barrier or a barrier. Is it, what's the word I'm looking for? Barrier issues? Not barrier. That's not the right word. Border issues. There's a term that when Goofy, it is barrier, right? What's that term when someone like is a little bit too in your face, like the way that Goofy was with Max, and it's like it's boundaries. Thank you.
Yeah, boundary.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Greg's good with boundaries. He really is.
Yeah.
And I know the show kind of tested it, but like I think Greg's a good dad. I'll go up to bat for him. I think Greg's a good dad. Who is this guy?
That's Connie's dad.
I don't know him. I have no clue.
Honestly, yeah, I don't remember. All right, before we get to these other two, let's go ahead and go with Phineas and Ferb dad. Right. He's like a dad, so I'll put him in C.
And if Doofenshmirtz was on this list, he'd be A tier, possibly S tier.
Yeah.
So
okay. These last
two of the so we got some pretty bad dads in D tier, but I actually think these two might be.
These might have to go into. We might have to add an F here.
Right, we do, we really do. Add row below F tier. Yeah, because like what we're dealing with here, where you got like the irresponsible parents, the dismissive, like Martin from Adventure Time. He wasn't actively spiteful to Finn. He was just like, I don't want to be your dad. See ya.
Right.
And Peter, I think Peter goes into F tier because he's like malicious.
Yeah. I'll move him down.
Mr. Krabs, you're just barely hanging on. You're not actively malicious, but you definitely put money above Pearl. Cotton. This is tough, actually.
Everyone hated that baby. Hated a baby?
To no hyperbole at all, I'm not hamming this up for the stream or the video. I am genuinely stumped. On one hand, you've got the borderline eugenics, like Nazi level empire guy who wants to eradicate the stars of those beneath him and will eviscerate and obliterate people in cold blood without giving a damn about them being a human or anything. He just sees them as ants. They mean nothing to him.
Yeah.
But enough about Cotton. No. I killed Freddie Man. Omni-Man, because both of these characters, you can make an argument, and we'll have that argument. Omni-Man, by the way, spoilers.
Big spoilers if you haven't seen Invincible.
Watch it. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Omni-Man beat his son almost to death. He had a quick moment of being human, which is a lot more than what you can say for Cotton. Everyone hated that baby. Hated the baby? Yeah. He said I can shoot up his car. No, so
It's really
Omni-Man.
bulletproof.
I
Let's
don't
get
know
the
how
hell
much of
out of here.
Jimmy Carter. Omni-Man, I don't know how much of it with his son is he sees him as my biological boy, I love you, versus you are part of the greater race and you are my like my apprentice and I
Yeah.
will raise you to
Well,
be strong.
with
Like you're my
Cotton,
legacy.
yes, I saw somebody in the chat mention that yeah, Cotton shit on Hank until the moment he died. Like,
Right. And actually
yeah.
I'm about to have a go at Cotton here. Omni-Man at least raised his son.
Yeah.
Omni-Man at least was able to keep up a facade until the drapes fell and we saw what the reality of the situation was. Omni-Man at least had a shred of humanity for a second and was like, that's my boy. The human contagion of looking at others is not beneath you. Not every human, but like there's you can tell that his wife got to him.
Right.
And that was that actually I'm so glad that happened in the show. It makes it
Yeah.
infinitely more interesting. Cotton is one of the most spiteful fathers out of this entire list. Where Peter can be cruel to Meg, Cotton has an agenda where he wants to just crush Hank, his spirit,
Yeah.
his morale. There's awkward moments where they kind of have respect for each other because Hank, like that's why he puts Buck Strickland on such a high pedestal. And it's funny because Hank does this. Hank has a habit of putting things on pedestals that he perceives as like, well, Buck Strickland gets it, or it's America, we're strong, or whatever, or our politicians know what they're doing. And it's like, dude, you're so fooled because you want this so badly. You want to be okay because you've been raised by an awful man who's destroyed you. So you're looking for a reprieve somewhere else. And you think Buck Strickland
It's
is
weird
your
because
hero.
like Cotton is like so nice to Bobby. Compared to Hank.
Right.
Yeah.
This is the guy. Cotton had another son with another woman and named the kid Good Hank.
Yeah,
That's how spiteful. That's how. And you're right. Like bang bang, it's your gang, or gang gang, it's your bang bang. I ain't your gang gang. You ain't my bang bang. Or there's the episode. It's actually the episode where Cotton dies, where like Cotton's babysitting for Bobby, and Bobby's like, "You want to watch me dance, gang gang?" He's like, "Yeah, all right." Yeah, Bobby and Cotton have a great relationship, which is just rubbing salt in the wound for Hank. By the way, Hank's an incredibly interesting, complicated, deep character. There's a lot to layers. There's a lot of layers to him, and one can do a video essay about it easily. He's a very interesting guy. And my video will be called "In Defense of Hank Hill." Cotton wins, in my opinion, just barely, because there are at least enough moments where Cotton begrudgingly has respect for Hank, whether it be like the JFK thing, whether it be like Hank saving Cotton's ass from like a precarious situation, whether it be helping them get a new VW home or helping like him not get stuck with a timeshare in Mexico.
Sorry to interrupt, but I saw somebody post a poll in the chat because they've been doing like favorite dads from like each network and everything, and somebody posted a poll for favorite Fox dad, but they did Homer, Peter, Stan, Bob, and Hal from Malcolm in the Middle. It was like, why not Hank? Huh. Like aren't we doing cartoons?
Yeah, right. Go figure. Oh my God, Rick
like
Sanchez.
out of those, I would say like Bob.
By the way, for the chat, someone said, Rick Sanchez for Rick and Morty. Rick's weird. I think he cares. He actually doesn't care, but he does care. But he's also very irresponsible and cold. But he does care ultimately. But in his carelessness moments, people get hurt and damaged. Yeah. So I put Rick in like there's enough of a net loss, but like I put him in like on his good moments, he can be A tier. On his bad moments, he can be F tier.
Yeah. And then Jerry's just spineless.
Jerry's a weasel.
Yeah.
I'd put Cotton above Omni-Man because at least Cotton did not beat his son to death almost.
Yeah.
Even if his son can survive it and he knows it and he's just toughening him up. Like Cotton was like emotionally mean and cruel. Omni-Man was physically attacking his son to near death. So I put Cotton below Peter though, and I put Omni-Man below Cotton.
Yeah.
In S tier. And that's where we stand with the list. Shall we do one last audit of the list and see if we want to move things around at all?
Yeah, sure. Before we
let's work our way up.
End the video.
The do not knows, you got the list here on my end for those in the check and see. Omni-Man, yep, I think he's below Cotton. And then Peter's above Cotton because Cotton again is actively trying to destroy Hank. Yeah, I feel like I'm pretty content with this D list here.
Yeah.
I guess the only thing I would change possibly is I'm gonna move some South Park characters around here. Yeah. Is Professor Membrane a better father than Timmy's dad? Nah, Membrane at least built a suit for. Okay. Homer. Yeah, sorry, Homer. I mean, you strangle your child and you forget the other ones. It's funny seeing some of these characters on the list where it's like Bambi's dad looking at Howard from Rugrats. I'm actually quite content with the C list here, with what we got. I might move this around a bit. Nigel hanging out my window. Oh, get me a Shawshank burger. You still there?
Yeah.
Dexter's dad's photos are so great. Yeah, people probably like, Dale? Why is Dale in B tier? Well, you missed it earlier. In defense of Dale Gribble, too. I might. Yeah, I'm quite content with my listing so far. Yeah, just Chaz Finster's above Simba.
Yeah, I think like I'm good with mine. I'm
moving Stoic to S tier.
Yeah.
No.
Yep. I think I might.
No,
I will.
All right, that's my list.
Yep. Here's the list.
And all of it, I'm screen capping it. All right.
I completely forgot to add your screen cap to the last video. People did not point it out though, so I don't think people cared.
Cares about the good old friend Saberspark.
Is that it for the ours are basically the same, except for I have a few that are not on yours. I know them a bit better. There's actually some that like people were pointing out in the chat as we were streaming this that I completely forgot about that I could have added, but I wanted to keep it around like 60 characters. Otherwise, we'd be here all day.
Yep, it would be too long. Well, I'm going to stream here on my end, so thank you all for joining. It was a bit of an impromptu stream, and I'll be back later this weekend and definitely next week. So talk to y'all later. Bye, stream. Thanks for those who subbed him, followed him, and bits and cheers and all that good stuff. Love you guys. Bye.
All right, and to end, I guess, this video, that's our tier list for Cartoon Dads, and next time, I don't know. I was thinking about doing a stream with Jax, or not a stream, but a tier list video with Jax of himbos. We can get enough.
Oh my god. Animated cleavage. You know how it goes.
All right. Thanks for watching. And hopefully there'll be another tier list sometime next month, maybe. So,
we'll do another one. Bye.